This is an actual Irish moss storage shed. It's the last one that exists in the country. It was down at the boatyard in Scituate, and we had it moved over here with community preservation funds about 4 years ago. We use this to store our Irish mossing dory, which is this one right here. This mossing dory was built in the early 1930s. It was used by a kid in high school, and he was big into sports. The number he had on his jersey was 19. That's what he also put on the bow of the boat. He mossed for a year or two, then went off to college, and the boat was never used again. It was probably stored down on the Cape by the family and then donated to us. This mossing dory is in excellent condition because it was properly preserved for all those years inside. One of the Historical Society trustees is big into competitive rowing. He took this boat to a rowing race on the North Shore called the Blackburn Challenge a few years ago. And he rowed this boat hard for 5 hours and came in first place. This dory, or any mossing dory like this, was able, you could get into this boat 2,000 pounds of moss in a single tide.
You could get it in and you could make it move through the water still, obviously.
It was not easy to row it back to shore. You had to be careful you didn't swamp it, but it could be done. The last year that mossing took place in Scituate was in 1997, and these are photographic images of just a day or two before the whole industry ended. What is so ironic is that the industry ended at the end of July, and 2 weeks later we opened up this museum in 1997. So it ended just as we were beginning the museum. The company that the mosses were selling the product to, the Irish moss, he had a company that he was selling it to, and there was an oversupply that year. And so the company that was buying the moss from the mossers told them to go home, come back next year, and next year never came. And the reason for that, it's all economic. The moss can be raked and harvested more cheaply in Asia and South America.